In 1977, NASA launched 2 Voyager probes, and aboard each one was a golden record. Recorded on each record was a collection of sounds from Earth, music from many different genres and eras, and spoken greetings in 55 languages. On the covers of the records were diagrams of DNA, the structure of the solar system, and the human body itself. Now I'm going to run the risk of the ghost of Carl Sagan coming back to haunt me, but there are a few glaring errors with this project. Firstly, space is incredibly vast, and Voyager was not pointed at any particular star system or cluster. So therefore the probability of either Voyager probe ever reaching any celestial body, let alone one with life, let alone intelligent life, is incredibly small and essentially zero. Secondly, the Golden Record project makes many assumptions about alien life. Like the idea that an intelligent alien civilization would be able to play records which are barely playable on Earth anymore, but also that they would be able to see and hear the same way we do. Almost everything about humans, and in fact all life on Earth, is a product of the fact that we came from Earth. For example, visible light is only visible light because what we evolved as eyes have developed to detect the wavelengths most often emitted from the surface of our sun. And our ears detect compression waves as they travel through our nitrogen-heavy air. It's ridiculous to assume that alien life would have the same senses that we do, because our list of senses is so well adapted for life specifically on Earth. There are other senses that are conceivable, like for example humans can't detect fluctuations in a magnetic field because we don't need to. But it's easy to imagine a world where that might be necessary for survival, where the magnetic fluctuations are so intense that they actually impact life. But there's a bigger problem here. It's not that just our perception is adapted for life on Earth, but life itself is adapted for the planet Earth. You've probably heard a list of 7 criteria of life in your high school biology class, and we can go through those one by one. Life maintains homeostasis. Life is made of one or more cells. Life produces energy through chemical metabolism. Life grows. Life adapts to its environment. Life responds to stimuli. And life reproduces. But the problem with these criteria for life is that we sort of backwards defined it. We took all the things on Earth that we consider to be alive and found what these things have in common. But imagine if we find something on another planet that fits some of these criteria, but not all of them. Say we find a creature that reproduces, metabolizes, grows, but isn't made of cells. That's conceivable. A cell is a very specific structure whose existence is contingent on Earth variables. I for one would say that that creature is alive, but wait a second, it doesn't meet all of our criteria. We even have this problem on Earth. I mean, viruses respond to stimuli, they reproduce, albeit with some help. They even have DNA. But they're not made of cells, and therefore their status as a life form on Earth is still debatable. Because so much of our definition of life is based on the condition of Earth, it's unlikely that we'll find any extraterrestrial life that fits all the criteria of Earth life. And therefore, if we don't update our definition, we will never find life. Now, I don't know what the definition of life should be. That's probably a question for someone more versed in philosophy and ethics. But I do know that we can't continue to search for life with our definition being, you'll know when you see it. People will always see different things, and if we come across something intelligent and people disagree on whether it's alive or not, then we have a serious problem. I know these questions may seem far off, but we are actively searching out life, so these may be things we should start to consider. But why are humans so interested in finding life in the universe anyway? Even Carl Sagan, who chaired the committee to design the Golden Records, noted the very, very limited possibility of them ever being found. But he said the launching of this bottle into the cosmic ocean says something very hopeful about life on this planet. Because, for all the abduction stories and alien invasion movies, we really do hope there is someone out there with whom to share the glory of the universe. I do realize that my hair today makes me look a little bit like George Tsoukalos. I'm not saying it's aliens, but